What up, what up? My name is Nick Ingvall, and this is a Sneaker History Podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. If you're a regular member of our community, welcome back. I can't believe I'm about to say this. We're about to kick off our 5th year of the show, and to go along with that, we're going to be making some changes, but I'll save that for a future episode. To start off our 5th year, I wanted to give all of our new listeners a chance to really get to know my co-hosts on the podcast by digging a little deeper into who they are, what kicks they're into, and answer some of the questions that our community members were dying to ask them. So we decided to play a little game of 20-ish questions with everyone on the podcast. Rohit, Mike, Robbie, and myself. On the hot seat this time for the episode is Mike Guillory. We go a little beyond the 20 questions. I hope you enjoy this one.
Against Gill, the crowd on its feet. Allen for the win!
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
All right, welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast. Welcome back, I should say. We're going to just jump right into it for this episode. We got 20 questions with our man, Mike Guillory. Some of you might know the answers to some of these questions. Some of you might have contributed to these questions. We've been asking in the Discord for a little while here to get a little bit deeper with Mike and get to know him a little bit more. So I guess, I don't know, Robbie, you want to pull one of the questions from the Discord to start us out?
Oh, yeah, we have a ton of them. So first one here from Dandon is, if Mike had a chance to play Allen Iverson in his prime one-on-one, what Reebok shoes would he wear and why?
Well, first off, I'm getting cooked immediately. I would
You got stat boosted.
Oh, I mean, hopefully. I need all the VC chips and NBA 2K can get. But I'm going to probably have to go something a little different. A question, but I would go with the pink toe Eric Emanuel questions.
Good choice.
Very nice.
Yeah, I like it.
The Mike favorite. So this one is from Cozy, and related to your YouTube life. Okay. How much time on average does it take to prep, shoot, and or edit videos for your channel? Mike Guillory at YouTube.
I wish I can give you a straight answer on that. So to give you kind of perspective, I work a normal 8-hour day. And on top of that, I do the YouTube, which seems like another 8-hour day. So it is prepped. So I would say to shoot one video, to edit, to all the post-production crap, I'm looking at probably about 4 hours for one video.
That's not too bad.
That's better. Hey, that's better than I know when you started that channel. You know, we were both going through the same thing where it was like, okay, cool. 4 days later, we're still editing the same footage, trying to get that 5-minute video out.
Oh man, it was bad because I was using iMovie at first, and it wasn't ready for that. So it was taking, I'd do the video in like 4 hours, and it takes another day to process. So I'm like, well, I'll catch you guys in a week, I guess, with another video.
The shine has bestowed upon Mike with the quickness.
Yes.
4 hours is not bad. That's
not
pretty
bad
darn good.
Oh, man, I feel better
this
now.
next one's from It's Andrew.
Yo.
What is Mike's Grail of Grails? Your favorite shoe?
My
Grail
Grail
of
of Grails that I don't have, and it's so basic. You guys are going to think I'm just a lunatic because of how easy it is to probably get for some people. But my Grail of Grails right now is the Jordan 1 Royal. I want that shoe so bad. I've missed it.
Just go buy it.
No, I'm not. I'm not spending $400 for that shoe, Robbie.
No, that's fair.
There's no way that shoe's still for. Yeah, that's another conversation.
I've checked countlessly. Like, it's still sitting at like $400, $500. People are lunatics.
That's insane.
Okay, for the new people that are going to listen to this, let's give a little context. Robbie and Mike have completely different approaches to buying sneakers. If Robbie had $500 to spend on shoes, he would buy the Grail of Grail with that $500. If Mike had $500, he would somehow find a way to buy 50 pairs of shoes with that $500. So that's the kind of context that you need there for the Jordan 1 Royals being the Grail of all Grails, because I think like most people are listening thinking the same thing Robbie said. Well, just go buy it, Mike. Come on, Mike.
Look, guys, hold on.
I see you buy shoes
to Mike's
a lot.
defense, he's a father of 3.
To
so
be
it's
fair,
tough out here.
Thank you. And to be fair, a lot of my purchasing, look, not to give too much on my other life, and my job rewards us with these weird points I turn into gift cards. I have not bought a full price shoe in over probably 24 months. I refuse.
Are you a Nike employee at this point? Because that's a Joe
wish.
DiMaggio like streak.
I wish. Give me a call, Nike. Let's get this discount put in concrete here.
That's the next question too. How many gift cards? I'm just kidding.
Just don't tell nobody.
This next one is from MC, which I believe in real life, I think it's Michael. Coffee. What is your preferred method to make your cup of coffee each morning?
Oh, let me get my pinky out and my fancy hat or something. Preferred method is to grind my own beans, and then I have one of those fancy pour over bulbs. So I like to put it in there and sit there in my boil water and pour it over and watch it slowly brew. And I think that's the best because I can control the water. I can control the how concentrated I want the coffee, and I can talk about this for days.
Is there a brand or region? Follow-up question. Is there a brand or region you like?
No particular. I don't have a particular region. I haven't gotten that deep into it region wise. One of my favorite brands is the it's called Death Wish. It's like this super high concentration of caffeine.
I love it.
It's like $20 a bag though, so I'm really like God, I gotta make this last. But it makes you feel like you're gonna go run through a wall if you drink it.
Man, Mike, it sounds like you need a some sort of show that includes coffee and kicks.
I wonder what that.
Kicking it with coffee.
Kicking it with man, someone got it. Coffee time kicks, guys. Just go ahead and watch it. Just please.
How often do you tell your wife that she's grinding your beans?
How often do you tell her that and it's non-sexual?
I feel like you can't say that in a non-sexual way at that point.
I meant that completely non-sexual. It's like, anywho.
Now that we're doing this 20 questions thing for each of us, I'm realizing that I'm going to feel completely incompetent because Mike is over here literally grinding his own beans, doing his slow pour overs, 3 kids, 4-hour video edits. And I'm like, I have to take the dog out before I start work. I can't do anything. Let's just make auto brew coffee.
Dude, I work between time some kind of way in the creases of it. Can't tell you how. Just I
want to make this about Mike. So Mike, I was supposed to make a comment about myself. What old shoes are Mike after from Mr. Dalton? What's the old pair of shoes you're after?
Old shoe I'm after. It's a shoe I had when I was in, I guess it was 96 is when the 11s came out. So I had the playoff 96s, but it is it's the Air Griffey Max 3. Everyone hated it because it was based purely off his cleat. It had the leather diagonal shroud across the top. If I can find that shoe in the black, white, and freshwater colorway that's not completely destroyed, I'll be good.
Hilarious thing about that, because you just said it's a shoe that wasn't very much loved, and Rodney Moose Juice has a question of, what is your guilty pleasure shoe? It sounds like that could also be a guilty pleasure.
I swear I didn't read these questions
also
beforehand.
guilty pleasure. What's another guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure shoe. This
You
is kind
shouldn't
of
like it, but you do.
See, it's one of those things. It's not that I shouldn't like it. I guess I probably shouldn't like it anymore because it was, I guess, in the sneaker community, or at least the sneakerheads out there, it's played out. But the Nike React 87, I love that shoe still. And it's not the clear upper still and stuff, but it's such an easy to wear shoes. Like I throw it on and go do a lot of crap.
That is 100% a guilty pleasure shoe. That qualifies. Also from Rodney, if Mike had the opportunity to collaborate with a brand, what brand and sneaker would it be? What model of shoe?
That is tough. I would probably. I got two in mind. It's weird. I guess when you think about that as a sneaker collector, what would I do? I'm a cheat. I have 2. One would
True
be
Mike fashion.
Yeah, no. I mean, I try to find a workaround.
Can't have one.
I can't have one. God dang it, I can't. Two would be. One would be the Reebok Antra 5. I would want to do something, but I would want to take the upper and make it like a hairy suede, and then make the top piece like a real soft, tumbled leather, where the laces go through that little, again, shroud. And then the second would be a Saucony Grid 6000. Just the materials you can do with that is just sick. So that's my way of cheating and getting 2 in that one answer.
Welcome to 27 and a half questions with Mike Guillory.
Get your value with me, baby. Don't worry about it.
There's going to be a point where we get to like 3/4 of a question.
Can I get partial credit, please?
This one's from Drew Drucifer. What is Mike's favorite shoe? It can be as specific as a model or a model in colorway. What's your favorite shoe?
That's tough. I was sitting there thinking about the other day. It's hard for me to think of a favorite shoe. Before I answer this, is there a question of a shoe that, like, about my first sneaker memory or anything? I don't want to intermingle too many answers.
That's fair.
All right. So if that's
the answer as is.
All right, cool. So my favorite shoe has to be the first sneaker I remember getting, and it's going to be the Jordan 10 Shadow. My first sneaker I remember actually having, it was the original pair in, 95, 94, whatever. That is just my earliest sneaker memory, so that's kind of by default my favorite.
Well, that also coincides with Todd's question of what's Mike's sneaker origin. Wasn't your favorite first shoe or anything? I didn't realize that until after. Pick a different shoe. You cannot tell me to my face or all three of our faces that the Shadow Jordan 10 is your favorite shoe of all time.
Well, it's just hard to answer that question because, so we'll take the 10 and put it to that question that just got answered. And then favorite shoe, I'm just like looking around like, oh my God, guys, this is a tough question.
No one's going to fight you if you pick the wrong answer for yourself.
No, because it's actually probably one I don't have. It probably can go into that Grail, like the Royal is my 1A. This one would be my 1B. It'd have to be the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 1. I think it's an awesome shoe. Don't have it. Would love to. Someone wants to donate one to me. I'm not buying that either.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be my favorite.
100%. That makes way more sense. I'm like, man, I've known you way too long. The Shadow 10 cannot be. You like shoes a lot. Like,
it just has
the Shadow 10 cannot be your favorite.
It has a sentimental value to me.
It's an origin story shoe. If someone had a Nigel Sylvester 1 or a Shadow 10, which one are you picking?
I mean, of course, yes. That's a dumb question.
Exactly.
I can go buy the Shadow 10 for $70.
Yeah, next question.
What shoe would you never wear? So you have your favorite, your origin. Which one are you no interest in?
Kawhi Leonard Spurs Jordan 1. Gross.
Fair, very fair. And on brand. It's a good answer. It's just ultimate put in front of Grail, so I'm going to skip that one.
Ultimate. Super Saiyan Girl.
Yeah, okay. So
Do you want me to dip into my pool of questions?
we have
Robert?
one last one.
Okay.
What is Mike's shoe of the year so far?
Hey.
From Jeremy, 2381.
Dang. Shoe of the year so far? It's got to be this one. Because I just got it. And I've been wanting to shoe this. You guys can suck it. I don't care who says anything different. I've been wanting a sneaker model since 2014. That is my shoe of the year right now. The Jordan 3 Nike Zoom Vapor.
And I guess there's one more because I have my question for Mike.
Oh, Lord.
What is the most important, what do you think the most important shoe of all time is? We hear like Chuck Taylor, the Dunk, Jordan 1. No right or wrong answer, but what do you think the most important shoe of all time is?
Superstar.
Right now. Superstar?
Superstar's
Great answer.
Most important. 'Cause it had the first crossover appeal from both athletes wearing it, and of course you had the hip hop, which now that's everything anyone looks at.
Hey,
Hell
I thought
yeah.
you were gonna go Jordan 10 Shadow again, and I was ready.
That's Mike's history. That's his important to me. All right.
The first one to get recalled for a token.
First should be recalled because it's ugly. That's what it was.
But Rohit, I then turn the floor over to you. Those are the questions from the community and me.
And thank you to our community. If you want to answer or ask questions of future episodes, you can join us at the Sneaker History Discord. So there you go, Nick. Mike, I know you are a big consumer of pop culture. Mm-hmm. So, that being said, the number one thing right now, arguably in all of pop culture, is the MCU, no matter how fledgling it appears to be. Cast your MCU movie with a hero, a villain, and a comic arc.
Oh, God. I gotta do Spider-Man Back in Black after Aunt May got killed in Civil War. I would bring this arc though with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man because of his kind of dark path he went down, and then gotta bring in Daredevil for that because your villain's gonna be Kingpin.
Fair.
I like it.
Okay, I like that as well. And similar genre of question: if we had to build the Mike Guillory Funko Pop, what would it look like?
Oh, it's gonna have my good old glasses. Have to show my tattoos because they all have some weird little meaning to me, and it would have a comic book or Dragon Ball shirt. Don't know. We haven't made a final decision yet. Gotta have my running shorts, and I would almost just purposely just to poke fun at people have to have Adidas socks with some kind of Jordan on. Let's say they call it Jordan 4 military blue with some white Adidas socks just to piss people off.
Perfect. I thought you were gonna go pants with the LeBron 9s. Like that
would be alternate costume.
And you had
That's
mentioned
the glow in
both
the dark
superheroes.
version.
That's the Walmart exclusive or Comic-Con
The
exclusive.
variant. You had mentioned Dragon Ball Z as well as comic books. Give me the 3 fictional characters that best represent you as a persona.
As a persona, 3 fictional characters. I would say Peter Parker, not Spider-Man. Deku from My Hero Academia. And probably a sprinkle of, I have to say, Vegito, because it's a combination of Goku and Vegeta. And look, I snuck in. I know, right? Yeah, I got a 4th one in there on you. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Perfect. And speaking of 3, you have 3 beautiful children. Give me a shoe that best represents each one of your kids.
Wolverine boots, all 3 of them, because no, in all seriousness, so I would have to pick the Air Force One for my son. That's just a first shoe we had like matching together, so that one will always have just that represent him. When Nissa was born, I would have to go with the New Balance 550 because I remember I was wearing those at the time, so it coincides with her. And when Talia was born, it was Adidas Forum, Eric Emanuel actually. So Forum High 84, whatever they are. So that'd be the 3. Just that coincides with their, like, whether it be their birth or just something we had like matching with each other. So that's, yeah.
Did you choose those shoes ahead of time? Or was
you know what? I had shoes chosen ahead of time, but each time we went to the hospital, it was not prepared. I was like, well, I'm not changing shoes now. Let's go.
All right.
But in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have these shoes, and like didn't work out at all in play.
I was ready for your Instagram story where it's you holding the child with your shoe of choice with Stuntin' Like My Daddy as the soundtrack.
No, that's
I just want
oh, go ahead.
I just want you to hit Britt with the 1 second. I got to switch shoes really quick.
Yo, talk about getting slapped in half. That would have not gone well. I'm sorry,
and
what?
Last question. We talked about your kids. Now I want to talk to old you when you were a kid. What would you tell the 15-year-old version of you about what it is to be a sneakerhead in 2023?
I would probably tell myself to keep a little bit more of that individuality, because that's one thing I really pride myself on with my sneaker collection. But I mean, I'm not immune to fall into the hype a lot of times. When I was 15, I really bought a lot of stuff that I liked. I mean, I was the only person in my high school wearing ice creams, because no one knew what that was in the town I was from. I used to rock remember Dwight Howard's like Bounce Adidas? I wore those. Like, I would wear stuff I liked. I would just tell myself, stay that way. Try not to fall into those pockets of nonsense, because there wasn't as much sneaker media there. I mean, then it was with Nike Talk and then watch an episode of Cribs. That's about all you got.
Yeah.
So
Perfect. Those are my questions. Nicholas, Rob, where would you like to go next?
All right. Well, since we're going to get to 27 and a half one way or another, I'm going to throw a couple of curveballs in here too. One thing that you talked about with the shadows that kind of made me think, like, I think we've all gone through this, but what's a shoe that you used to love that now just doesn't have that same impact for you?
Jordan 11. I used to love the Jordan 11. Like, it was one of those things. I remember when the Cool Grades came out, and I wanted. It was when I was in elementary school, middle school. I can't remember when they first dropped. I was gonna go get them, but then there was a riot. People got pepper sprayed. That's so I was like, my dad's like, no, you're not getting those, because only the ones I had where I was like 6 years old. That was the original playoff 11s, and I always wanted them. Didn't get another pair until 2011 when I worked at Champs right before I graduated college. And after that, it was just kind of weird to me. I just never had the same love for them. I like them. It's a classic shoe. Never have anything bad to say about it. But just my personal style, I think if I bought a pair of 11s, they would just sit around.
It's fair. That's fair. All right. Gonna get, not too personal, but a little more personal with these last few questions.
All right.
So you're stranded on a deserted island and you can only take two things with you. What do you take with you?
A phone and a computer so I can get home.
Better hope that battery doesn't die then, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, man, I need one shot. I just need, okay, a phone and a power pack.
So you're assuming that you're going to have reception on a deserted island.
I am praying that
Mike's got a lot of faith in that AT&T extended family plan of his,
Man, I'm hoping I catch an iMessage like a floater. Come on, I just need one. I just need one.
Yeah. Mike Guillory is truly a man of faith, if you know him well. So that seems on brand for me, that he would aspire to a higher calling to hope that his cell reception is what it needs to be.
A lot of prayer and a long stick I'm finding to hold that phone up. We can get there.
I'm going to help Mike out and make a satellite phone.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Instead of a cell phone.
Boom, look. We're getting off that island, guys. Don't you worry.
If you were a lost cast member, no, I'm kidding.
The polar bear. I'll be the polar bear.
Okay.
All right. So, you recently went you went big time on us. You went to Hollywood premiere of the Air movie, right? So we got to bring this up, but I want to know who you would choose to play Mike Guillory in the upcoming story of Mike Guillory that we're destined to see in the next 10, 20 years.
Oh, crap. I don't know. That's a fantastic
I see Will
question.
Smith, personally.
I'm not slapping people on the fly, though. So, I don't know if we...
I was expecting him to just jump right into Matt Damon and Ben Affleck so he could get that next invite, Like, hey guys, thanks for the invite. To the next premiere.
They can pull a RDJ and just pull like a full on Tropic Thunder.
No, but hey, we are not trying to get canceled. We're trying to make this for the sponsors. We are trying to introduce ourselves to new members of the community, and you've already ruined it by mentioning blackface. Thanks, Mike. Thanks a lot.
Oh man, that was a great question. I wish I paid attention to more actors and stuff so I knew.
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, yes, he would be the oldest version of me possible.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, the voice of an angel.
Yeah.
It could be like Old Man Logan, but Old Man Mike could have Morgan Freeman play you.
Benjamin Button, we run it backwards man, I would love to say, post mortem, and I would have to pick the legend known as Chadwick Boseman, but it's kind of a cop out because it wouldn't happen. But I would like to go that answer.
Well, neither is this movie, so I think you can definitely cast Chadwick in it. So
actually, I got a call. No, we're good.
Anybody ever, and that's a great answer.
Anybody who wants to do this job, go for it. I guess. Good luck.
So if you want to play Mike in Mike's upcoming movie, just DM him on Instagram.
I got $5 for you.
All right, last question. This is kind of timeless, classic, also a little just, stereotypical. Genie pops out of a lamp and grants you one wish, but your wish can only be for somebody else. What do you wish for, and who is it for?
Probably not. Probably, I know I would. I'd be like, I wish for sustainable wealth for my 3 kids. They ain't gotta worry about crap in life.
That's a good one to wrap on.
But also, again, the most Mike answer was the one person, 3 people.
Get on my level. That's like I said.
No. This is what happens when the genie sees that wish. I also see Mike telling his daughters to stack themselves on top of his son, wear Inspector Gadget trench coat, and be like, "You're one person," and then combine their names into
Just
Davion, Talia, and Nissa, like a portmanteau of that. I'm like, yeah, this is my non-binary child. And they identify as a they. Don't worry about it.
They're literally a they because there's 3.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, guys.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. Well, I guess the last thing,
And then the genie looks like this when you try to give 3 people.
I have one more question. Mike, where can they find you on these interwebs and the social media and the whatnot?
Interwebs. Oh, you can find me everywhere. Literally. I am here on Sneaker History all day, every day. Instagram, TikTok. I'm not on Twitter because that's just a cesspool of nonsense. At MadWatcher789 and YouTube. You can find me at Mike Guillory, where you can find sneaker reviews, coffee time kicks, all that fun stuff.
Right on. Make sure you go follow Mike. Make sure you tune in for Coffee Time Kicks. Thanks, everybody, for listening, tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one with 20 questions for one of these other guys or myself. Peace.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.